Sport mode is a beast. Holy. Alright guys, here's the real deal. We were just on the demo ride at the Harley dealership, and I mentioned my uncle doing kind of leading the pack there. And I talked to him about going a little tame, and he gave me his bike. So he gave me his to ride. A lot of upgrades on this thing. We're going to take it out and have a look-see. He's got a lot of stuff. I'll try to take some better kind of video footage of it. Let you see. I mean, I know he's got a lot of money in this thing. He's got pipes. It's going to sound better. It's going to handle a little different. He's got it lowered. He's got some kind of apes there. They look pretty cool. Wild machine. So this will be cool. This will be a cool little ride. I don't know where FC Pete is. I'm going to let him know what's going on, and then we'll see what we can make happen. Alright guys, my uncle let me on his machine, so here we are. I think it's, what did he say, 2014 Street Glide. There's a lot been done to the motor on this thing, and a lot done to the suspension. There's FC Pete. So he doesn't have the heel toe. Get the hell out of this traffic. He's got it lowered. There's quite a bit of stuff done here. Lowered mirrors, I guess. I would assume those are that. Different windshield. Huh. These handlebars. Alright, so let's just see what we're dealing with. So you turn her on. You got a screen. The screen is smaller on his than and I apologize. I don't know what you guys will be able to fully see in this video or not. Alright, there comes FC Pete.
You can lead with the Harley because that bike is worth 7 times what my bike is worth.
Dude, it is. And I'm pretty sure this is one of those where he's got like an extra, I don't know, 10K in it or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Listen to that, huh? That's what the Harley was supposed to sound like.
Those are those Vance and Hines, man.
Alright, let's
those aren't, I don't think those aren't those Screaming Eagle pipes, right?
The what?
Those are different pipes than the ones everyone else puts on there, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so, yeah. I don't know. I don't know all the details on the machine, but...
So he said he did some engine work to it too?
Well, there's like Screaming Eagle packages on it, which I don't know how in-depth that gets.
I don't know.
But it definitely, he's told me, gets more horsepower and torque now than factory.
Oh man,
so
that's where we need to be. Look at all them Harleys. You're probably confusing the shit out of people if they're like watching you ride right now.
You can see the Ducati.
All I see is that Ducati on your head and your back, man.
But I'm still on the hog.
So it's okay, yeah.
So I will say, I mean, the thing has definitely got torque. Like,
Yeah, they do for days, man, until you hit about, like, what, 5 or 6K,
yeah,
and then it just gas.
this thing apparently shows a red line at 5,500. I think. I don't know that I got to stretch it to that, but and see on this, it's got an open air cleaner intake on it, so I can hear when it's
Breathing.
yeah when it starts breathing or it wants a little higher R's.
How does it steer?
The steering.
Is it better than the ones we rode?
Yeah, I would say so. It's lowered, and he was saying it'll steer a little different. It feels fine to me. The Road Glide actually felt, I don't know if looser is the right word, but it felt like tippy in that it would just kind of like waver like this real easily with barely any input on the bars.
Yeah.
This thing feels a little bit more planted. So it felt lighter steering on the Road Glide than this, and kind of that's weird for like such a heavy machine.
I can't wait for you to get back on your small bike, because I was just like, I can do anything. Just that little ride on that big old bike. And then I got back on this, and it's like, I bet I could make this thing do a figure 8.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that'll be the test, really. I don't know.
I will say, I was very distracted on that test ride by how slow we were going.
Yeah, we were going real slow, and so I think that's why John offered me up his machine to ride. So it doesn't mean I gotta
Walk it.
beat the shit out of his machine, but I'll definitely, we can do something a little.
Yeah, it's funny that the lead rider pulls up and it's your uncle.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. So here's a weird thing. He talked about this higher windshield and it being enough for him.
Yeah.
With the helmet on, this is terrible for me. It's hitting the top of the helmet. I'm getting buffeting like crazy.
That's what was happening to me on the one I rode.
Okay.
I think the same model.
Crazy.
It was just beating the top of my head around. And I think if you were one of those guys who didn't wear a helmet, it would just ruffle your hair, so no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You probably wouldn't feel it as much. I will say he's got a standard shifter on this thing, not a heel toe. And that is like way better.
I didn't use the heel once. I didn't want to know what would happen. Whoa. Somebody's getting their burning done.
Somebody what?
Oh, you didn't see that giant bonfire door, right?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I definitely smell some death though.
You want to go over to that Chankaska Creek?
I guess.
Or is that too curvy for what you're riding?
No, I don't know. I guess I don't know off the top of my head how we got to get there.
Hook a left. You want me to lead?
I'd actually like to pull over and put my earplugs in, not
Okay.
because of the pipes, but
Yeah, I'll
with
lead, and
this
then
intercom.
once we get onto that road, we'll stop.
yeah, this thing definitely has got more balls than what I was just on.
Yeah, you weren't keeping up. I was kind of going there.
Yeah,
We
no,
weren't even trying. Those things pull, man.
this thing has got a lot more legs than that stock bike I was riding.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it's just a different thing though with the low end torque. You're not
Yeah.
winding it out. You're just shifting a lot sooner, I guess. But I think probably an experienced rider on one of these might be able to, keep up to a guy on something like our smaller bikes. I don't know. And that by experience, I mean like a guy that has ridden a lot of giant machines really hard.
I was going to say, if I go ripping off on these curvy roads, I don't expect you to keep up because that's not your machine. You're not used to it.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's coming up here.
So,
Oh, and then kind of go back by Lake Washington and back.
sure. So definitely, ape hangers they're pretty comfy. They're a little tall for me, but it's good. I feel comfortable. Look at this guy now. Look at these dudes.
Man. Look at you. You're going to get the nod. I got the stare through me.
I didn't get shit. I got a Ducati jacket on and a full face helmet. I'm not eating bugs with a fucking bandana on. I'm still not in the club.
I'm just watching these guys that were hanging out at this place, and I just realized I'm still a child, and I'm not. I'm still cool, not cool enough. Like,
oh man, guys, what a bummer! I was on a sweet ride on my uncle's Harley, and the camera went dead. The battery ran out. I really need to pick up a second battery and pay more attention to that. This is the second time that's happened to me. Totally sucks. So I apologize. But I can just give you a little bit of highlights here. It was pretty good. I mean, that bike, just to reiterate, I think I said it earlier in the video, but it is a 2014. It was a standard street glide. I think he said it was originally a 103. And he has got the Stage 5 tire shredder kit. That's what he put on it. It's all new jugs. I think it's new cams. Pistons, everything, obviously. It punches it out to 110 cubic inches. I think he said the last dyno run he did was something like 120 horsepower or something, and more than that in torque. And you feel it, man. I mean, it's totally a different thing. Now, of course, you're hauling a lot more weight. You know, with me on the bike, we're looking at 1,000 pounds probably, and it's like, I don't know, it's still impressive. The way that the torque moves you along, man, it is real impressive. The power you're dealing with. So you can see sort of in the video, FCP does not, he was ragging it a few times, and even by the end of it is pretty hilarious, because he was purposefully trying to get on that FZ07, and in the headset I was just like, you're trying to get away from me, but it ain't happening, bud. And he'd look in the rear view and like, shit, you're right there, what the hell? And I gotta be honest with you, we went to some lake roads out here. We've ridden on them before. You've seen them in other videos. I was hitting the corners. I mean, I was easily banging out corners at 75. I probably was a little faster on some of them, and I didn't feel at all scared or out of control. It felt like the bike was stable. Whatever he's done to the suspension, I know he said it's lowered. And I think he's got like full, like actual progressive sprung shocks with adjustment there, where he can adjust kind of preload and whatnot. I think he can do more than just preload. I mean, everything can pretty much do preload, but he went away from the air ride, so that probably helps for a more planted feel. But yeah, so it was, all in all, it was a sweet ride. And so here's the question that we ended up talking about in the video that you didn't get. So is it worth the money? I mean, I still see those bikes going for like 20 grand used, $19,000, $18,000. It's crazy talk to me. I don't know, it's crazy. But so you buy one of those used, and then you put this Stage 5 shredder kit on there and put some Vance and Hines. That's another thing. You had Vance and Hines pipes, and you had open air intake, like a cone filter style. So you put all that money into it. I mean, I think the shredder kit alone is like $3 grand, 2,000 some, and then the Vance and I'm sure they get a lot of money for those pipes and stuff. My Termi pipe for this thing is like $1,200 to get the Ducati Termi pipe. I don't know what, I wouldn't be surprised. They got to be $1,000 for pipes now. And then, and he had it tuned and everything. It's all, the computer's tuned, the mixture's set up and everything to run with that kit. But anyhow, I don't know, and I don't know how much of that work he did himself. I mean, for me, even this pipe, I paid $1,200 for this pipe, and then I had him ship it to me, you know. I didn't have the dealer do it, you know. I put everything on myself. I'm pretty sure he had the dealer do everything on that machine, so I'm sure that shredder kit ended up being $5,000, and you know, whatever it is for pipe. I have no idea. What I'm saying is he's probably got $30,000 to $40,000 into that machine, and that's a lot of money. You know, that's a lot of money. So is that worth it for what you're getting? You know, that's the question. And I think it also depends on your riding style, what you're wanting to do. Overwhelmingly, I've decided upon myself, overwhelmingly, the number one reason to purchase a Harley, it seems, is to be a part of that culture, to be a part of the Harley culture. Everything's badass. Everybody's you got to be tough. You got to be, or that's the perceived image that you're going after. Now the people, super nice. I mean, I hung out there afterwards. I had some food and whatnot. Everybody's cool. I used to go to Sturgis regularly. I'd go to Sturgis every year. So I don't know. And I know dudes from all over the place that I knew from Sturgis. Guys from Texas that rode full out custom machines. I knew a guy rode I think it was a 59, I think, Harley Police Special, that he fucking blacked it out and had ape hangers, and it was awesome. Dude worked it. He's from Detroit, and dude would ride it from Detroit all the way to Sturgis. Met that dude, ended up meeting him every year, and this is the old days where we'd write letters to each other and shit. And awesome guy, you know, super Harley badass type of dude. Awesome guy, super nice, would always have your back. I mean, if something happened to me right now and I called him up, he'd probably have my back, for sure. He's that kind of dude, you know, and he would not give a shit what I'm riding, guaranteed, but he was cool. So, anyway, overwhelming, I think that's part of it, you know. There's a lot of that, there's a lot of mystique and persona and culture around the Harley-Davidson brand. Whether or not all of that stuff is still, you know, totally true just from getting on one anymore, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, there's a lot of doctors and lawyers and shit, and they're chasing that, trying to be a little bit cool, and they think they can get it in a Harley. I don't know that you just get that by buying a Harley. I don't think so. But anyway, so what I'm trying to get at is, if you take that out of the equation, then we're just looking at machine and its capabilities, and whether or not it adheres to your riding style, whatever you want it to be. Fuck, I think I want to go down that road. Anyway, so for that, the money, it's like crazy, you know. For that kind of money, you can get whatever you want, you know, BMW, Ducati, Goldwing, you know. I mean, you're wide open territory. So I don't know. I don't know that I would choose it over everything else. I will say, if I had the extra cash, I would love to have a Road Glide. I would love to have one. Just have one in the stable, just to take a ride on, you know. They made a pretty bitchin' color scheme a few years ago, like with this emerald green and gold and metal flake. I don't really want the big wheel up front and all that craziness like they're doing nowadays. But you know, like just a nice, classily done Road Glide would be pretty cool. Here's the other thing that's going to be controversial if you're a Harley guy watching this. My uncle's got the full LED kit, LED headlight, LED turn signals, all that stuff. I have to be totally honest, I don't like how they look. I don't like how they look at all. I think they do not match the look of the bike. They're weird. They look like I don't know, like techno, new age, trying to look cool, projector beam. You know, like they're trying to look like technology and whatever. on this fucking badass Harley, and it just doesn't work for me. It doesn't. I like the headlight like on this Ducati better, like where it still looks like, I mean, it's an LED fucking bulb in there and an LED ring around it, but it still looks like a mirror inside there, and you know, like there's a bulb going on. I don't know. That is more appealing to me. Maybe I'm just too old-fashioned. But anyhow, yeah. So there it is, guys. It was a bitchin' ride. I'm sorry it got cut short. Yeah. Leave it in the comments below what you think, if it's worth it or what. Oh, the other thing we talked about. So, very impressive, the power for that machine. Very impressive, yes, because of the weight that you're throwing around. But the reality is, he spent all that he basically probably spent what it costs to buy a brand new FZ07 to make that Harley fast enough that I was keeping up to the FZ07, and you know, without a problem. You see what I'm getting at here? Like, it's you know, when you like, where I start like, you know, oh yeah, this is impressive, I like this machine, God, the power, you know, wow, and then you start thinking about it, and it's like, is it that impressive that I'm just keeping up to an FZ07? I mean, it's a quick little bike, but it's not, you know, it's not fucking Panigale fast. It's not, you know, H2 fast. It's not like, it's not a leader bike, you know what I'm saying? We're not talking about, you know, if you had a 100 horsepower plus bike in that package, like my old SV1000S, I'd smoke that Harley up and down the street, easy. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I've done it. I raced Buells and shit on that SV1000. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, again, not trying to detract anything from that machine, but just putting it in perspective. Anyhow, guys, let the battle happen below. Hit in your arguments. Check it out. Obviously, if you think other dudes are into it, share this video around, like, subscribe, help a guy out. Overwhelmingly on my channel, the Harley videos have gotten the least amount of views of all my ride reviews, except, guys, get this, except the Buell Blast. That's right. That is, I think, the second highest viewed video on my whole channel, the Buell Blast, and it is by far the most commented on, which is ridiculous. That's the Harley that, like, I don't know, that everybody shits on. It says it's a piece of shit, and I'd never want it. Even my father tried to say that, and it's like, F that, dude. Everybody loves that thing. I don't see everybody clicking on that fucking Road Glide video. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Two Wheel Ton, I'm out.